Hey everybody, it's Kim Peterson here, and I wanted to bring you a quick shot of inspiration here today. I was recently talking to somebody, and we thought this would be a great topic to have a quick conversation about, and that is the topic of gratitude. And the reason why this topic even came up is because as we are all collectively experiencing this season of the coronavirus outbreak, we have all been experiencing a variety of emotions, right? Grief, anger, frustration, sadness, perhaps some fear, and many others. Those are just to name a few. And what I have done for myself is because I've learned from a therapist, thank you, the investment is paying off. I learned about 20 years ago a skill, and that skill is the practice of gratitude. And what I'll say about that is research shows us that gratitude and having an attitude of positivity boosts our immune system because it produces a hormone that's called oxytocin. And oxytocin helps to boost our immune system and keep us healthy. Another good benefit of gratitude is that it helps me to positively reframe a situation so that I'm not hanging on to a certain feeling unnecessarily or for too long. Because for me, what happened for me is that I would have a tendency to awfulize a situation. And that meant to just talk about it on and on and on and how terrible the situation was, no matter what that was. Now, I will tell you that this was my reality 20 years ago when I learned this. Is I was dealing with domestic violence. I was homeless for a time, and I had a lot of real life happening and real emotion. I had fear, and it led to some anxiety and to some depression. And one of the tools that I learned, let me back up. I will also say that I was in therapy one-on-one. I was in group support, counseling, and therapy. So I took measures, as many as I could, to help me holistically, emotionally, and mentally move through this. For a short period of time, even, I was on antidepressants because that was the reality for me. That's where I got to. So however, one of the skills that I learned with which I still practice today is to have a practice of gratitude. And I definitely put this into motion when I'm going through a difficult season in my life, or even now. 15 days ago, I put in the practice of gratitude. And here's what it looks like for me is every day I look for at least one thing for which to be grateful. And the reason why I do that is because I realize that we're in a changing time, an uncertain time, or a challenging time whereby I don't have answers, or I don't have the stability that I love and that I have come to really appreciate. And so while the reality of life is going on around me, I can also be consciously connected and choose to find at least one thing for which to be grateful for every day. And so that's what I do. And for me, it's preventative medicine, right? Because I think that because I know, by the way, that oxytocin is created when we have feelings of positivity and gratitude, and that, goes right along with all the endorphins. And so I have just a different outlook anyway, physiologically. What I know is it's preventative for me. So because I can have a tendency to awfulize the situation and kind of linger underneath a cloud, I put this practice into place. Now, I will say this is, for instance, this just happened with me today, is I wasn't feeling depressed or anything, but I woke up from a nap kind of like, so I was feeling a little anxious. And so there are 4 steps that I like to put into motion to bring this all together. So whether I'm feeling a feeling of anxiousness, or I'm feeling a little blue, or if I'm feeling sad or angry or whatever that negative emotion is, step number 1 for me is I acknowledge my reality. So it's good to be truthful to yourself of what your true situation is, what your reality. So when I caught my breath, my reality is I was safe in my home, cuddled up on my bed, and I still don't know why I kind of had that feeling of anxiousness. I think it was just a general reaction, probably on a subconscious level, just through the last few weeks to a month that we've all been walking through. I think it was just a subconscious reaction, actually. Number 2 is to feel the emotion, or feel what it is that you're feeling. So not stuffing, but really feeling. It's important to do that, because unless you feel how you are feeling, it's very difficult to wholeheartedly move beyond that, because what happens is we'll have a tendency to stuff things down. So I allowed myself to feel anxious, and then I asked myself, number 3, what do I need right now? What do I need right now? That will look different for you and will look different for you depending on your situation. But for me right then, I needed to just allow myself to sort of reset and come out of that nap a little bit more gently, give myself a little bit more grace, knowing that I was safe, knowing that there was nothing around me that was harmful or that was going to hurt me. I could just feel safe. So I needed to give myself permission to come out of that space a little bit more gently. And then number 4 is, this is the preventative part. So that I don't stay stuck in that feeling of anxiousness, or in the past, so I don't stay stuck in that feeling of being angry, or be stuck in that feeling of sadness, because I spent a lot of years of my life really, truly just being flat out sad, so that I don't get stuck in that place. I think, what is one thing I can be grateful for right now? Okay. And so in that moment, I could be grateful for, I looked down as I am now, and my Bernedoodle puppy, the doctor of love and kindness, was right there, as cute as he could be. I knew that my husband was right in the other room, watching TV. We had a great afternoon together, taking a Sunday drive as a family. So I had something for which to be grateful, and I could reframe my thinking and focus then on those positive things. A couple things to note. 1, remember, I didn't just jump right into that positivity. I actually allowed myself to feel how I was feeling and acknowledge the truth in that, and take care of my needs. What do I need right now? And then the skill of an attitude of gratitude, finding one thing for which to be grateful for, came into play to sort of seal that that experience. Now, I have chosen to do this every day. I implemented for myself a 30-day self-gratitude challenge, and I'm going to encourage you to do it too, especially if you find that you're sort of struggling with any kind of emotion. Maybe if you feel like you're frustrated that you were full-time, career woman, and now you're full-time career woman and mom and chef and house cleaner and all of that, and you're really frustrated. Or maybe you're a student who is really missing your friends at school, and you're missing the security and the stability and the experience that your school environment affords you. those are real things for which to feel and to lean into. And then there are also the things that you can then begin to look for. What can I be grateful for in the midst of this situation? And that will help you reframe into an attitude of gratitude, feelings of positivity. It will therefore produce oxytocin, which will boost your immune system and overall have a positive effect on your emotional health. Now, I do want to say this in closing. Sometimes it's really important to seek out that therapist or that support group or that counselor. And all of those, even though we are social distancing right now, are still available to you. I know that because I have many colleagues who are in that industry, and they are there and available to help you. So if I can be a resource to you, let me know. I also want to say sometimes we need more than that. We need something right now, and we need someone to talk us off the ledge. And I know that feeling because I have been here 2 times in my earlier life. And so the Suicide Prevention Lifeline, I need you to know that number is 1-800-273-8255. Again, that's 1-800-273-8255. And what I know to be true is that if you're that person who needs to call that hotline, you're worthy of the fight. If you're the person who's just, feeling this wave of emotion and can relate to me potentially in my story, you are worthy of the fight. And what I know to be true is we will get through all of this together. Even though we haven't experienced it before, this too shall pass. So I hope this was of value to you, and I want you to know that you can reach out to me if I could be of support to you now or in the future. Again, my name is Kim Peterson of Uniquely Savvy. I'm passionate about championing your confident breakthroughs on the inside and out and inspiring hope in these times of change. Bye for now.